I live on the side of a hill. I live in a small cottage in the forest. But it's a lovely place. It's got a view on Lake Geneva. It's got the lovely mountains, and there's no question that where I live, we've had 10-15 years of drought. The pine trees are dying. I had to cut 5 pine trees out last year. They were basically dead. And we know in Switzerland everyone's worried about the glaciers, and they should be, because that's the Swiss culture and it's fundamentally changing. So we definitely see the impacts of climate change. Our children today live in a much more virtual way than I did, than we did. So they spend so much time online. They are connected because there's a lot more information. On the other hand, they don't spend as much time walking out and looking at what's going on around them. And in fact, they tend to sort of, to some extent, move through these spaces still looking at their phones like this, rather than looking around them. And it does concern me a little bit. I was in a daze. I mean, it's such a mess, childbirth. It's like a car crash, really, isn't it? And I was left standing by the window with this thing, thinking, now what? It's up to me. And so that was what framed my thinking. It certainly crystallizes the problem we've had with communicating the climate message, because we've never managed to explain anything about climate change in the emotional language of the first day of parenthood. That's would be an extraordinary skill to give birth to through this event, if that's what we're doing. If we're actually changing the language of climate change in order for it to become accepted or valued by more people. When I look around the world, I look at my community, I look at places that I travel to, it really concerns me to see the effects of climate change everywhere. It's changing everything. And it leads me to ask myself a question, and that is, why haven't we done more about this problem? And I know it's complex, everybody knows that, but we've been talking about it for generations, it seems now. And we still don't seem to be moving fast enough to address these problems that are affecting so many people. It hurts me. And I just can't understand why my generation in particular is taking so long. Now, I have a hunch. And my hunch is that it is about the way that we communicate the issue, the language that we use, and the way that it's technical and political, and it excludes so many of us. And we know the solutions need to come from everybody, not a narrow group. So we've got to change that language. We've got to broaden this out. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I'm absolutely convinced that that is one of the main reasons why it's taking so long to fix the climate change dynamic, the climate change problem. So we want to hear from anyone who thinks they can help with that problem. And if it's you, then get in touch.